What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, the Tumbler Batmobile. Oh yes, this thing is absolutely incredible. I have been looking forward to this for so long. I'm so glad to finally get stuck into this one. This was modded in by French Toast. It is on the Steam Workshop. Link is in the description below. Go and grab this one. Have some fun. There are 5 different modes. There's the Poor Man's mode. Poor Man's Vehicle, which has a V12, and then 4 other electric ones: the Pursuit Mode, the Waynemobile, the Prototype, and a Jokerfied. Have some fun with them. There's plenty of liveries to play around with, obviously, because this one's come from French Toast, who loves doing his liveries. But this one is really exciting. First thing I'm going to show you is the easiest and quickest way to get to the engine bay, and that is in through the back here. If you come down the back, there should be a little block down here with the battery or a fuse box or anything there, and you can jump in and grab the engine really easily, get in and see what's going on, get all of these parts removed and things like that. That's the easiest way I've found into the engine. You know, you've got the fuse box, the ECU tucked behind this. There is a battery down here, but I don't think it's installed. Oh, there it is. You can see it there. That's another easy way to get to it. Or another battery on the other side. That's how I found it the easiest. I think you can get to it if you take this engine cover off, but I'm not 100% on that. We will go through some of the other fun bits later on. This obviously does have a door on it as well. It does open and close, which I will show you later. And this does slide forward. I will show you that when we're in the car wash, because you can't do it here for whatever reason, because it's registered as a door. There we go. But we're going to get stuck into this one. I did pick up this one from the auction house. It does have 82,000 kilometers on it. Batman was busy with this one. It comes with the Eden 1H engine with 1208 horsepower. Going to be quite impressive. We're also going to throw all the performance parts we can on this one. Increase that. This thing, it should be pretty wild. I did say we got it from the auction house where we didn't get ripped off. Yay! For a change. That's actually pretty exciting. I paid 654,907 for the Batmobile. Obviously, Bruce Wayne felt like this one wasn't quite worth as much as the others, but I could automatically sell it now for about 60,000 profit. So that's pretty good. But let's get stuck into this one. Let's head over to the car wash and get the Batmobile cleaned up, ready to inspect. Here we are then at the car wash. First of all, I'll show you this because this is cool. That's how the door opens. Pretty impressive. You can get to the seat. You can sit in it from here. Nice and easy. Nice interior. Good controls. Like that. Let's get you closed. Let's get it cleaned. On we go with the exterior. What color is it underneath the dust? It's looking black like it should be. I mean, this one probably will stay black. I will just go through the liveries with you guys later on, but this probably will stay this color. Maybe do something with the wheels just to add a little bit of funkness to it, but we're not sure yet. Let's get the interior done. Let's get it back on the lift. And let's get that electric motor ripped out, ready to start stripping it down. Now, normally at this point, I'd slide underneath and look for the oil pan, but obviously this being the Batmobile, 1, it doesn't have an oil pan because it is an electric motor, and 2, it is completely sealed off under here, and I really like it. It's a bit low as I squeeze through some of it, but it is looking pretty cool. So how are we going to get in to sort of start stripping bits off this engine? Because I need to get some bits off of this before we start. Here it is. You need to come off straight away. Lots of bolts, so we'll skip through this. Last rusty bolt coming off there. Now, I know from previous experience, you need to get some of these bits off as well, but these need to come out from above, so we need to get the car back on the ground and get back into that engine bay. As I said, the easiest way is probably through the back here, either at the battery or something like that. So we squeeze in and go around, and we'll pull you out, and we'll pull you out, and I think that should be enough to get it removed. So we'll go back up in the air, and we'll get that crane, and we will get this one ripped out. I'd just like to say a big thank you to French Toast before we go any further in this video. When I loaded in today, he had done an update to this to try and fix something, but had somehow it had moved the engines, the motors, so they weren't in the correct place. What? Oh, it's because it's up in the air. That's why I can't lift it out. I need to get it back down on the ground. What an idiot. Yeah, and he'd somehow moved the engine to really far up in the air, so far that it didn't even render. So thank you for fixing that so quickly. You were a massive help today. Thank you, French Toast. Now, let's get back into this. That that motor is removed. Now we need to get in and clear some of this engine bay out. There is quite a lot of it and a lot of liquids, as you can see. Liquid, liquid, liquid. So we need to get these all drained out. Nice and simple. Right click on the mouse, additional tools, drain tool, and then click and hold on the lid. and then it will start draining. Simple as that. I'll get these drained. I'll see you in a moment. That's all of these drained, nice and empty. I've just noticed, though, that Batman doesn't have power steering. Does he have a power steering pump anywhere? It doesn't look like it. So, no power steering for Batman today, but let's clear this out. So we've obviously got all the reservoirs, as we just said. 2 air filters that sit inside the body. I do quite like it when they do them. We've got the ECU, 2 batteries, so we'll have to get both of these charged. And then, obviously, the fuse box base and cover. I'll get that stripped in just a moment. So we'll get all of this off. Next up, we're going to get all the suspension off. I will quickly go through what we've got going on down there and potentially what we've got missing before we get on and strip that motor. Let's get the wheel off. Off you come, and let's have a look what we've got in there. Bit of a shame on the shocks there. I don't know what would have caused that. I'm assuming it's the shock height on the config. Bit disappointing, but it's one of them things. You can't see it when the car's built anyway. So let's just start stripping some of this off and let's see if we have anything missing. In fact, before we go any further, let's jump into this mode. Does look like it's all there. There is no steering rack in this one, along with no central cross member or anything like that. But it does look like the front end is pretty complete. Let's continue on stripping some of this down. We've got obviously the front drive shaft, the brakes. Oh, there we go. The little wheel hub bearing and the front wheel hub. Off you come. Let's just get the main parts of this off. Front end link. Off you come. Was on both sides, luckily. And then the outer tie rod. Got the bolt and the inner tie rod. Nice and simple. I just want to get this spring off because, well, it looks a bit weird, a bit funky. So we'll get this one off and then we'll head down the back and see what we've got going on. Rear wheel off. Let's have a look. Same as the front, pretty much, apart from the inner and outer tie rods. You've got a rear drive axle, the upper and lower suspension arm, along with the shock. The shocks at the back looking a lot better than the shocks at the front. Again, I don't know what caused it. Probably just a spring length issue in the config. So I'm going to get the rest of this stripped off. Next up, we'll get all the bodywork done before we go and strip that electric motor and see what we've got left over, what can be repaired, what has to be replaced for the lovely Pursuit Mode Batmobile. Never had to balance my charging before, so I've got the first battery on charge. Now we will get this body all stripped off of the Batmobile, so we can see straight away we've got front and left fenders there, quite easy. Then obviously the door and the window in that section there. We've got the driver's seat we need to pull out. There's the engine cover I was saying about earlier. Now see, if you stand here, you can actually reach the engine and access the engine with the engine cover off, or motor, should I say. So that's good. There is a part in here, car part 2. This is a little hidden secret one. Anyone who's played Arkham Knights will know about this piece here. If you haven't, this is where car part number 2 goes, which is officially called the Stag battery. There you go. Goes on rear left fender. French Toast, obviously being ever helpful, does put it in the notes so you can see where they go. So let's get the rear left fender off as well. And what else have we got? Car part 1 covers quite a few sections across the top there. This is a part as well. Then obviously we've got the rear bumper. That is obviously a part of the interior. That takes out the tunnel as well. What else have we got going on here? The rear left fender, or rear right fender even, sorry. Now, we did read about some lights somewhere, but maybe this is just missing them. I'm not 100%. Let's have a look down this side. Is that all of the bodywork off? What's the intake? That looks to me like all of the bodywork. I'm not 100%. I know there's a few other bits. We didn't have the front end in, so we can't replace that. Car part 1, as I say, that covered 4 corners. You can just see them all lit up there. Quite a lot. Nice. But I'm going to assume that we've got everything off, even if I'm not 100% sure of that. But yeah, we will leave that for the minute. The reason this seat is facing backwards is because this is the his rolling prison cell, we shall call it. I can't remember the exact term, but that's where he pits the bad guys when he's caught them, basically. Looking pretty snazzy. Let's get the interior out of this one. I'm not sure if it is the seat and the wheel. No, it's just the seat on this one. Very fitting seat. Looks quite cozy and comfy in there. And let's get that rear bench out while we're here as well. I believe, again, not 100%, I believe that is everything off the body. So next up, we're going to go and strip that electric motor down. Look at that in there. That looks incredible. Absolutely incredible. A lot of detail gone into this. Well done to French Toast. It is looking fantastic. Next up, though, we're going to get the motor stripped down. So let's head over to the engine stand where we have this electric motor at the moment. Let's get it stripped off. Now, I know, because I've worked on these before, a lot of this at the top end here can be replaced with performance parts. Not necessarily that cover there, obviously. These cables, I know, can be replaced with performance parts, so that's good. I'm pretty confident the charger can be as well, so we're going to need that. And the power electrics, I'm sure that can be as well. Not 100%, but these are very easy to strip. Obviously, you got the brackets. Just repair that if you've got one, because they can't be replaced. Now, as for the rest of this, I can't remember. I don't do the electric motors very often. They are fun when they do them, and they do normally work out incredibly fast. So I'm going to get the rest of this stripped down. It is a relatively straightforward from here. Just a few little brackets and things like that. Next up, though, we'll get the welding done. We'll get that frame all sorted, ready for some new body panels to go back on. I will go back through it with you where everything goes, and a few other little bits in the shop that you should and maybe shouldn't do with this particular model. So I'll see you back by the car in just a moment. Motor stripped, second battery now charging, first one is complete, and I noticed something on this car that I didn't notice when I was stripping it down, and that is the front headlights, the front and left headlights, just sitting down there quite comfortably. Another way to find out if you have missed anything is you go to this puzzle section, go to the top once you've removed everything, and it shows you that they are still attached. So I do need to get these off. Off you come, and off you come. But now we need to get this frame sorted out for the lovely Batmobile. Now, this being ludicrously expensive, I expect this to cost quite a bit today. So I'm going to guess 4,000. Nowhere near 9,500. I was not close. Shame. 9,500. I don't think I was quite prepared for that. I was expecting a lot. But that is all the frame now sorted. I have repaired a few bits. I do have to go and buy a few more bits to get this one upright. But we'll take a look at the shop real quickly, just to give a bit of help out. So depending on which one you're building, you've got specific ones for the Waynemobile, specific ones for the prototype, and again, specific ones for the Jokerfied. Now, there is quite a few bits in here. It's 3 pages. There isn't a massive amount, like not huge, but we will talk a few different bits about what can go with what. Now, for example, the Waynemobile prototype and the Jokerfied. Now, there is some bits you can't mix up. So you can turn the Pursuit Mode one or the Poor Man's Batmobile into the Jokerfied. And vice versa. But the prototype and the Waynemobile, these two, do not mix, basically. They're their own custom bodies. They do not mix with anything else. It doesn't look right. I mean, you can physically do it, but it looks a bit weird if you do. So maybe not. So if you're doing the prototype, stick with the prototype. If you're doing the Waynemobile, stick with the main Waynemobile. If, like me, you are either doing the Poor Man's Batmobile or the Pursuit Mode, you can swap any bits out from Jokerfied or any of the other bits, as long as they don't say Waynemobile or prototype. I feel like that's pretty simple. And the back, I just read my notes, it's called the containment unit. It's called the containment unit at the back there. So yes, have some fun, play around with a few different models. Just try not to, if you can, mix the prototype and the Waynemobile. Was it prototype? I've forgotten now. Yeah, prototype and the Waynemobile. The other ones can all be mixed and matched. So I need to figure out what I need to fix to get this one back up to 100%. Next up, though, we'll get it fixed, and then we'll head over to the paint shop. Okay, then, let's get this body back together. Let's make a start with a bit we didn't have, which was the front end. A few carbon fibre bits, Arkham Knight. Nice and easy to throw that in. I swapped the lights to lights on version just because I like the lights on effect. It's quite nice. Front and left fenders, just the standard base game ones because they're the ones that fit this vehicle. There's 2 choices for the hood. There's the Waynemobile or the normal one. Obviously, the normal one fits on this mobile and the glass. Engine cover, there are a couple of options, but I just stuck with the basic one for this one. Then, obviously, the car part, whatever that number was, I can't remember now, but it's just nice and simple. Nice and simple rear fenders on both sides. Very easy to do. And the rear tail lights, I just went with the ones that were on, as you can see there. And I've still got the ones that aren't on repaired in my inventory. But never mind. Trunk, we've got, obviously, the trunk that fits on there quite nicely. You can fit the rear part with the trunk closed, but you get the brackets for the seating as well on the trunk part. So on you go. And then let's get the interior back in this lovely one. For this is very simple. It's just the avalanche bench and then an avalanche front seat as well. Nice and simple. And that is all of the bodywork back together on the stunning Batmobile with the trunk that opens and closes. I really do love that containment area there. Absolutely beautiful. That is it. 93%. Oh no, I am missing something. What have I... Ah, I know what I've forgotten to throw back in. Of course, the car part 2, the stag battery. In you go. That should be all of it done now. There we go. Up to 100%. Let's head over to the paint shop. So I've gone for a solid white base. Hopefully this will mean we can see the different liveries that French Toast has put in. Let's have a look in slot number 1. Probably what we're going to be going for. I believe that's just the pursuit mode. You got some arrows on there. Lovely black colour. Slot number 2. I don't know what's going on there, but that looks pretty cool in the blue and gold. That's pretty nice. Maybe we might go for that one. I'm not sure. We'll see. Slot number 3. That's quite a nice colour scheme. That, I assume, is probably the prototype one there. I'm not 100% on that. Slot number 3, that is definitely the Joker-fied variant. Nothing else dictates that. That is definitely the Joker-fied one. Slot number 5 in a red and black with some gold accents. That's pretty cool. There's a lot of different options we can go for. We don't have to just keep it black. I'm happy with that. Slot number 6, I don't know what's going on there, but it looks absolutely incredible. This is like the Riddler or something. I don't know. I love that, though. That's cool. Probably not what we're going to go for, because it's definitely got the Joker question marks on it. We'll see. And at slot number 7, that just looks sweet as. That is 100% what we're going for. With like a black to white fade with bats in it. It's a Batmobile, and we get to put our own spin on it. Can I change the colour of that back piece? Sort of. It's still white, but it does give a nice little green outline, actually, to the bats. Maybe we'll go with that. I've got a bit of playing around to do, see which one I like best, but it probably will be this one. This one's looking pretty sweet. I'll see you in a moment. Here it is then. I have finally decided. It looks absolutely stunning. I've gone for a gloss finish with the livery number 5, which is absolutely incredible, but I did throw some purple in it, which does put a purple outline around the bats and a few bits of purple just on a few little of the edges. You can just see them poking through. I personally think that looks absolutely incredible. I'm so happy with how that turned out. Looking great. What are we going to do with the suspension? It's not going to be seen anywhere, but I still feel like I need to paint it off. What I might do is I might just paint everything white at the front and everything black at the back. And then do the same with the wheels. So a black wheel at the back there and a white wheel at the front there. Maybe something like that. We will see. I'm not fully decided yet. But I'm definitely going to just black out the engine. Maybe put a few purple cables on it. Something like that to blend it in. But that's the finished car. Let's get it back on the lifter. I've got some parts to paint. And then we will get cracking on. We're getting the suspension back together. And the motor back in this beautiful Batmobile. So I have got everything painted, ready to go back on. Let's take a look at the shocks. So the front shocks are going to be black with a purple spring. Looking pretty nice. All the paintable parts around that will be white. And then at the back, we've got a white shock with a purple spring. And all the paintable parts around that are going to be black, just to sort of throw a bit of mix of colour in. So let's start getting some of this together and see how it looks. Front knuckle housing, or front steering knuckle, can't be painted. So then we've got the upper arms in white. We want black front of the car, white support parts, and then black suspension. God, that was confusing to say out loud. So we've got the white upper and lower suspension arms, and then the shock itself at the front is going to be black with the purple spring sticking up through there. We also have a brake caliper, hopefully in the same colour purple when we get to it. Let's get these tie rod and the tie rod. 2 tie rods on. The 2 tie rods, on you go. And then obviously we've got the front parts, then we've got the hub, the brake, the drive axle, on you go, brake pad, and then obviously the caliper, hopefully in a purple that matches the spring, and it does. That's looking pretty tasty there. Quite happy with that, looking quite nice. Can you even see it? You can see a bit of the purple there matching through, but it won't be able to when the wheel's on. Let's go for the back. Now the back, the knuckle housing can be painted. Don't know why it can't be at the front, but it can be at the back. So that bit's in black, and then obviously all the stuff around that's going to be black as well, apart from the suspension, or the shock absorber itself, should I say, which is actually in white. So let's get some of this black components on. Let's see how this looks with a bit of mix matching. Again, you know, I just like to paint everything. It's my personal preference. I enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy some of the work. Clearly, some of you do. Some people don't like too much painting at the back, though, or at the front, really, on the suspension. Think it's pointless. I just like to have fun, mess around with it, make it look as cool and as wacky as I can. Throwing as much colour, but keeping it within the car realms. That's looking pretty sweet at the back with the black and purple. I think this is going to look pretty good when it's filled up. I think what I'm going to try and do with the wheels is a black wheel at the back and a white wheel at the front. Maybe. I will put them on and I'll see how it looks, but I'm going to get the rest of this suspension all finished up, looking pretty incredible. Then we'll move on to sort out that electric motor. So I will meet you back by the engine stand in just a few moments. I know I said I was going to do the motor next, but I forgot that I need to reassemble this engine bay first. And obviously check out the suspension, not including the shocks that are a bit dubious. Nobody's fault, it just happens. But white, black and purple at the front, black, white and purple at the back, I think is looking pretty sweet. Not that it's going to matter because you cannot see it. But anyway, let's move on. Let's get the engine bay reassembled. We've obviously got the 2 air filters. And just in case anyone was wondering, I came in from the back, moved my way to the front so that I could see it, so that I could still reach everything inside this engine bay. So let's start reassembling it. There isn't a great deal to this one. It's pretty good. Obviously, the fuse box is the biggest pain in the backside on this one. But on you go, and on it you go with all of that. We've got the ECU. I've got one of the batteries. The other one is still on charge, so I need to go grab that one in a second before we get the motor finished. But let's get the fuse box on. I have painted it, but it is only black, so it doesn't matter. I will get the rest of that fuse box finished now. Next up, we will definitely go and get that motor rebuilt. Batteries don't go in until the end because I need the car back up in the air. And obviously, you can't get the drive axles at the rear in until you've got the motor finished. So, time to crack on with that. I'll see you guys in a second. Let's get this electric Eden 1H motor built then. Starting with the central housing. I've painted it black. It is pretty sweet in the black. I was going to go white on the main part, but it was a bit too bright, and I had a few of the plasticky bits in that grey, which I didn't really like. The 2 inner bits can't be painted, so just throw them in. I've gone for a white coating on the big half smile face there. On you go. I forgot how many bolts were in that one, but never mind. Then for that housing, I've gone for the black. You can see what's sort of going on here with a bit of the alternating colour happening. But it is what it is. Obviously, that part there is just in black. I didn't want to do that one white. I thought it would be a bit too much. Then the brackets. So the first bracket is in purple. Why not? Because there is some purple on the car. Along with the second bracket, also in purple as well. On you go. These are so quick engines to build. The charger in white. And it is a nice white that shows up on that charger, looking pretty sweet. And the power electronics in black, obviously. Black and white on the top there, looking pretty sweet. The cover, I did go for a purple, just to keep a bit more purple in there. And then last but not least are all the cables, which I have done them all in a purple to keep with the black, white and purple theme of the car. That is literally it. Motor built. Very easy. They're so quick and easy to work with, these electric motors. They are absolutely great fun. And they do look pretty cool as well on the vehicle. Trying to grab a screenshot. Screenshot grabbed of that one. Let's get this one dropped into the Batmobile. And I'll be honest, we're nearly there. We've done a lot of this today. It is coming along quite nicely. I'm going to open this bit just so I can go in straight afterwards and have a look at the motor in there. So let's get you dropped in, all 100% finished. Looking pretty tasty, I think. Not that you can see it from anywhere, so what I am going to do, take this engine cover off of here, and you can just sort of see it in there, popping around. There it is, all looking pretty tasty. We've still got the gearbox bit to go in. That is painted. I think that's about it. So there's a couple of the dials, the gears that have got to go in there. Then the gearbox in, then the drive shafts on, and then wheels, and we are done. Do I need to tint these windows? I definitely have to tint these windows. Being a Batmobile, it is just going to go fully black. So I've got a couple of little bits to finish off. I will see you back here in a minute. In fact, the car will be outside when it's finished. So I'll see you back here shortly. Gearbox is in that glorious white. Looking pretty nice. It has sort of separated everything up, the black, white and purple of this beautiful electric motor. Quite happy with how that's turned out. Got to get these drive shafts in so that I can get the wheels in. Sorry, drive axles in so that I can get the wheels on. And then this Batmobile is pretty much finished. Outside, then onto the dyno, and then onto the track to see how fast this one is. I will see you outside in just a couple of moments. Here we are then with the finished Batmobile. I love this paintwork livery, absolutely beautiful from French Toast. He's done a spectacular job of doing the black to white fade with bats in it, looking stunning. Obviously with my color choice with the purple one, the outlining. Black to the white was part of the livery. The purple outlining is me. And obviously the black wheels at the back and the white wheels at the front are me. The rest of this is all French Toast's glorious work, including the tail lights that are lit up and the headlights that are lit up. You can get them on or off in the shop, whichever you prefer. So do head over to the Steam Workshop, grab this one and have some fun with it yourself. I always talk about the wheels, so I'm going to. This is very easy, though. I kept them as the Rim Basic 01, which what came with it. They came with it 24 inches. I kept them that. 355 width. I kept it that. I just changed the tyres to these slicks, obviously, and a 30 profile. And I've kept it all as it is. I just swapped the tyres to these super slick ones and painted the rims is pretty much all I did for the wheels on this one. But it is looking spectacular. So cool. Let's just get some doors open up. The rear trunk, as you can see, opens up there to the containment section, whatever you want to call that, where he can store the bad guys until he can find Jim Gordon to hand them over. I love how that opens and closes. Beautiful work. And then obviously Batman section, it slides open from the front and closed. I just think that is so cool. I really love how he's done it. And you can jump in the front. You can see the seat there. You can sit in it. And you've got the beautiful interior of how Batman steers. I've tinted the windows so they are completely black. We cannot see out of them. I feel like that was maybe a terrible, terrible idea. Look at all the code going up the screen as well. Interior is beautiful. And if you start it up, being an electric motor, all it does is this. I do like that little sound, but it doesn't help you when you're trying to rev up an engine. But looking pretty sweet. Let's get it over to the dyno before we head over to the track and find out whether I can even see out of this windshield or not. Here we are then on the dyno with the electric Batmobile pursuit mode. 1,208 starting horsepower. We've thrown all of the performance parts on it today, and how much have we managed to squeeze out of it? Let's have a look. Ooh, an additional 649 horsepower, 54%. In percentages, it's quite low, but as an actual gain, that is incredible. Taking us to 1,856 horsepower from the pursuit mode at Batmobile. That is incredible. Now, I will just show you the tuning setup I have done on the gearbox here, just for good measure. It is electric, so it doesn't matter what you put it at, but I have found to get the highest speed on the airport track, at least that is, that the 1 ratio is the best place to have it for the higher end top speed with this setup. I've tried it at lower levels, you know, giving it a higher kilometers per hour on there. It doesn't even reach 200. I did try it a bit higher, about 88, I think, and it sort of reached about 320 kilometers an hour. So we're going to leave it at the 1. I'm going to reapply that just to make sure. But let's get it on the track and let's see what kind of power she actually puts down on the track and what speed we can get out of her. So clearly I made a mistake with the window tinting. I definitely shouldn't have done it that dark. So we'll leave it on the outside mode for this. Let's go. Now you saw my tuning setup. I have had a few practice runs to try and get the best speed. This, I believe, is what I can get the best speed out of that, out of the Batmobile on this specific track. So let's go. A little bit slow off the line, not the greatest, but once it starts going, she really does fly. We're over up to 150 kilometers an hour now. Where will we finish up by the end of the track? I think on my previous runs, the biggest I could get was a little over 300 kilometers an hour. So where will we end up with the 1 ratio? You can just hear it a little rumbling in the back there at high speed. I believe it does rub somewhere with this wheel setup. So maybe slightly smaller on the actual wheels would be a little bit better. But there we go. 347 kilometers an hour. That is definitely my best run yet. So that's where we will leave it. Very impressed with that, with the Batmobile. I would just like to say one thing. This is very much like the 2CV, though, in the fact that it's hard to roll going forward, but going back, that's all you have to do and it tips over. I just found that really amusing. It's a very simple thing. The Citroen 2CV also has the same issues, clearly built on the same model. So then, the electric Batmobile, so much fun and very, very stunning. Excellent work again by French Toast, not only for the body and the styling on this one, but also for the absolutely stunning liveries. He originally did make this Batmobile for Car Mechanic Simulator 2018 and has now improved it for 21. And I must say, it is an absolute joy to work on. This is so much fun. I've definitely enjoyed it. All the little quirky features that are included, such as getting into the engine bay and things like that. This one is just a lot of fun. As you can see, just the tip of the engine just poking out there, looking pretty sweet. Let's get you back on, though. But yeah, I mean, I can't say anything about this one. It has been so much fun. I've really enjoyed it. I had been looking forward to this one since it was announced. So to finally get it done is definitely incredible. So well done, French Toast. I really do love it. Links in the description below. Head over to Steam, grab this one yourself, leave it a like on the workshop, give him some of your points. Anything like that is definitely worth it because this one is great. Obviously, I finished it in this black and white and purple combination, looking absolutely stunning with the bats in the transition there. White wheels at the front, black at the back, so good. But only 347 kilometers an hour does put it 53rd in our speederboard. And I'm a little bit disappointed by that. I'm a little bit happy because I just know that, you know, given some cars, I could quite easily outrun Batman. And that is a win-win for me. I'd much rather be able to outrun Batman just in case he ever decides to come after me. So there we go. I will eventually get some of the other of these Batmobiles done. They're a lot of fun. I especially want to do the poor man's one, which has got the actual V12 motor in there. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait for the other ones. It's going to be good. I would just like to quickly say thank you to everybody who is just watching the content. Whether you're watching, liking, commenting, or even subscribing, thank you all. It means so much to me. It really does. Thank you so much. We are up to 96 subscribers now. I am 4 away from making the target of 100 before my 100th video. This is episode number 84. So we're getting close. 16 episodes to go and 4 more subscribers to be 100 before the 100. So thank you very much to everyone who is subscribing. But most importantly, thank you all for watching. That is the more important thing. Just people watching is the biggest way you can support me in making this content for you. So thank you all very much. Now we'll dive into some facts and figures about this stunning Pursuit Mode Batmobile, which I absolutely love. I bought the car for 654,907 and could have made a profit right there and then if I'd sold it for about 60,000. Well, profit of about 60,000. I did spend today about the profit, 58,613 on all the parts and performance parts and painting, getting this done to the level it is here. Now, if you did want to do the Wayne Mobile one, you are going to need a lot of money. That one is very, very expensive to repair. I don't know the exact figures, but it is a lot. Some of the parts in the store are 50,000 alone, or 45 there and thereabouts. So if you want to do the Wayne Mobile one, you're going to need a big bank before you do it. But anyway, so we have spent in total 713,520 in total, everything to do with this lovely Batmobile. How much can we sell it for? Will we make a profit? Let's find out. 82,000 kilometers. I've added a little bit to that today with a couple of runs down the test track to get the speed right. We do obviously now have, for some reason, it's gone. I don't know why. That just disappears sometimes. I haven't been anywhere. I haven't done anything different than I normally do. I don't know why that's gone. But we did add 54% more horsepower, with the total being 1,856. That is what we used down the track. That is what we got out of it. I don't know why it keeps disappearing from here. It is quite annoying, but never mind. How much can we sell this one for? 1.6 million. So 1,610,729 is the total sale price, not total tail price. Don't know why. But if we take away our 713,520, it puts our profit at 897,209. That is a big profit. Still doesn't quite take us back up to 20 million, but we will get there, I'm sure. Off you go. It was a lot of fun working on you. We are now back to 17.5 million at the Virtual Mechanic Garage. Next up, though, we are heading back to the Lotus DLC with... Run to the door! The Lotus Esprit S1. This is fun. This is, some of you may know, the James Bond car. He did use it as a submarine in the James Bond film. I can't remember which one. I'm not going to look it up. It isn't relevant. But this one is cool. This is the Lotus Esprit S1 as standard. I did get it from the auction house, and I did get just about ripped off. Not too bad, though. 836. Not too bad. This does come with a new engine, the i4 double overhead cam Lotus 907 engine with 179 factory horsepower. Now, when we did the Esprit, the Elise, this is the Esprit, we didn't get much power out of the engine. I feel like it's going to be the same with this one, but we are still going to tune it up to its max power, get the most out of it as we can, get all this bodywork fixed, hopefully do something cool with the colour, and check out the liveries. That is all for next time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all had a wonderful time and did enjoy this video. Please subscribe and help me get my last 4 to 100 if you want to. If not, watching the video is fine. Thank you so much. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.